Alright, this is Henry again, and this is part 1 of my review of the Master Grade Gundam Heavyarms EW. Alright, now this has been one of the most highly anticipated kits from the Gundam Wing Master Grade lineup, probably since Master Grade Epion was released last year. And a lot of people were really excited to finally get this guy in Master Grade form. So this is what the kit is going to look like straight out of the box. This is completely unpainted, no panel lines, nothing like that. And as you can see, all the colors are pretty much accurate. If you don't want to, I don't think you're going to have to do any painting on this guy at all, assuming you use the stickers for the eyes and the cameras on the head. So as far as the stuff you get with the kit, you obviously get a Master Grade Heavyarms. You also get a beam Gatling gun with ammo tank, and these are going to both be able to connect to the backpack. On Heavyarms Custom, you know, these fold down and both beam Gatling guns connect like so. But on this version, the ammo drum will connect to one and the Gatling gun will connect to the other. Also, another little add-on Bandai gave us was this shield. Now, one thing you have to realize is that this is not a new mobile suit design. Heavyarms EW, or Verka as it was known back in the day, the design has been around since, I think, 1997, the same year Endless Waltz came out. But back then, he didn't have a shield. It was just the ammo drum and the beam Gatling gun. But for this Master Grade release, Bandai decided to throw in a shield very similar to the one that was seen in the TV show. And it's got actually got nice detail on the front and the back. And I think that's a nice little addition. Let's see, also another addition that the original Heavyarms Verka didn't have was this combat knife. And Bandai again threw that in for the Master Grade release. And it'll fold out like that. And again, just to make it a little bit more reminiscent of the TV version. Now, we're not quite done with the bonuses yet. Bandai also threw in the hidden beam saber. Now, this does not fit inside the lower arm. As you can see, it's too long. But what you can do is disassemble the lower arm and then reassemble it with this in its place to recreate the one scene from the episode where Hiro Yui was using the Heavyarms to fight the Tallgeese. And of course, like all the other Gundam Wing Master Grades, you've got the fixed pose fingers with the swappable different finger sets, so you're going to get closed fists, open palms, and then two different sets of gripping hands, one with pegs and one without. And of course, you're also going to get an action-based connector and two tiny figures of Troa Barton, one standing, one sitting. Now for the stickers and decals, you're going to get one sheet of foil stickers for the eyes and the forehead cameras. You are going to get one sheet of dry transfer decals. As you can see, pretty much just white and gray. And you'll get one sheet of clear stickers in red and white. So let's go ahead and get into articulation. Now, as you would expect, using the XXX G-frame, its articulation is going to be very, very similar to the other EW Master Grades. So you got a double jointed head, you got a ball joint that'll go up and down, side to side, 360 rotation, and you got a little bit of chicken neck action going on as well. For the shoulders, they can go forward and back a little bit. You rotate them, they can go really far forward for some nice dynamic poses. And they can go up and down a little bit, not much, because as you can see, this shoulder armor is kind of big and blocky. Let's see, the arms can go out about that far. The shoulder armor doesn't really give them much room to move, but I guess going out that far is pretty good. 360 below the shoulder. Not quite a 180 at the elbow, but that's about as far as it's going to go with the size of the armor on there. And of course, with the wrists, you got a ball joint, so that's going to be able to rotate and wiggle around. Ball joint thumb, and then of course you've got the swappable fingers, so you can swap them out in different positions however you want. Now onto the torso, You've got a double ball joint down here at the waist. The top ball joint doesn't really do very much. You're not going to get very much movement out of it at all, but the lower ball joint is where the waist is at, so you're going to have pretty much, well, no, not quite 360, but plenty of forward and back, side to side, all that good stuff. The backpack, these things go up and down. They don't go forward and back, just up and down this time. Also on the torso, you've got the cockpit hatch right here. It just opens up like so. There's a little tiny little Troa Barton down in there in the dark. But I really like this cockpit hatch. I've noticed on some of the other EW Master Grades, the cockpit is not only kind of hard to get open, and this one's making a liar out of me right now, but this one's a little bit easier to get open, and it doesn't really rub against anything, because I remember on Master Grade Sandrock, when I opened the cockpit hatch after painting it, it just really wanted to scratch the paint up, but I don't think this is going to be scratching paint at all, and that's definitely a good thing, in my opinion. Each one of the skirt armor parts is on a ball joint. Front ones are actually on a double joint, so they can go really far forward and, of course, wiggle around anywhere you need them to go. Side skirts can go all the way up, which is a nice feature. And back skirts also can go a little bit up as well. Hip joints are the same as on all the other EW Master Grades, so the hips will be able to go all the way out, all the way forward, pretty much anywhere you need them to go. 360 below the hip. The knee joint, of course, is double jointed like all the others. So you can see the knee armor slides up and down a bit, separates along this panel line right here. And then the ankle armor is separate, of course, and it's not quite as mobile as it was on the other ones. The ankle armor doesn't move quite as much as the other EW Master Grades, but it does still wiggle around a bit. But luckily, the ankle armor is not very big, so it doesn't restrict the foot movement very much, so you're going to have plenty of movement out of the foot, rotation, up and down, forward and back, and all that. And of course the foot can bend down like so, it doesn't really bend up very much. So I guess that about does it for articulation. Some of you may be wondering, what about the opening armor hatches? Well, I'm going to wait and do those in part 2 when we go over all of the weapons and accessories. Otherwise I'll just be going over the beam gatling gun and the combat knife. So that about does it for part 1, I think. So make sure to come back for part 2. We'll go over the weapons and accessories, show off the inner frame, and we'll get to see this kit fully painted and decaled. So with that, I'll see you guys next time.